Hey everybody, I thought I'd see if I can do a 60-second freaking overview of my setup. Currently, anybody could probably use a webcam for head tracking. I don't know what is provided these days. This is an old infrared Wiimote Free Track. The software running it is called Free Track, and basically it was the cheapest way I could set up head tracking without having to buy anything back in the day, and I just got it running again. Basically, I have my standard Hotas, or hands-on throttle and control stick, or stick. Got a piper up there. I don't have my stuff calibrated. It's been over 8 months since I've done this, so I just wanted to share this Cytec right here, throttle. It came with a stick that was broken, and a friend sold it to me for 130 bucks. It's an old 1999 Sidewinder force feedback 2. Bought it for 130 bucks, and if you get a webcam, this would basically be the cheapest Hotas setup that you can get for flight sim. I do have pedals here for the Sidewinder force feedback steering wheel, but it doesn't allow me to divide the axis because it's abandonware, so I can't modify the drivers and get those to act as rudders, but that's going to be the next step, getting a PS4 force feedback steering wheel so I can still do my American truck sim and also give myself rudder control. Till then, rudder control is on the stick. So, it's pretty simple. It's been a while since I've done this. I've got my flaps engaged. Got my brakes disengaged, and at this point I just need to throttle up, and I need to get up to about 80 knots if I recall correctly for proper takeoff. And it's not looking too bad out there today. When I finally actually get we're getting there. When I finally actually get the money I need, I'm going to have a spread panel with head tracking. And gotta drop my flaps. Raise flaps. There we go. Alright. And so far, yeah, I just need to get back in the groove because it's been bloody frickin' forever since I've done this. And one thing I like about the force feedback is you can actually feel the flaps in your plane. Flying the old 1920 planes. The I can't remember what it's called. It's the not the Spirit of St. Louis. Spirit of St. Louis is one of the planes that you can actually really feel your flaps fight you because of how clunky they are and stuff. And I currently have things set up for fair weather, so I'm not going to have any real resistance against my stick and this plane. And in itself, we're just dealing with a more complicated car in so many ways. That's really all it is like the combination of a motorcycle and a car that you can fly. But anybody who has spent time running sims or learning how to fly obviously already knows that. Looks like I need a little trim on my elevators there because I was getting some pullback. Got my trim on my thumb here. It's been 8 months, so I've got to re-familiarize myself with all of the configurations that I've set up, but at least I remember that this was my view. But yeah, other than that, it's time to take some lessons and actually get back into refreshing the old noggin here so I don't have any gaps and stuff like that. So you'll notice basically I can let off the stick and basically the plane will fly itself as long as the elevators are trimmed nicely. I have autopilot capability in here and stuff like that, and the stick does okay. It doesn't like throw itself off too much. It doesn't have it has an interesting auto center. I honestly don't know if, like, you can see the stick throw itself around here. I don't know if I need to calibrate my my drivers and sensitivity on the stick right now because it's been a long time. But other than that, oh yeah, normally I set the view back I can't remember how to pull my view back. But anyway, so at this point, system's back up and running. Got hands on throttle and stick Hotas. Got the Flight Sim 2004 for $3 at the thrift store. $260 for this setup, and then maybe a webcam, and you'd be pretty good to go. The cheapest hands-on or Hotas setup ever so far, and it's allowed me to do all my groundwork and get myself that much closer to the sky. Yeah. Oop. Yeah, I got a little side wind there. Alright. Yeah, I like that. So yeah, the stick, force feedback, you can't fly. You can't fly sim without force feedback. You can't do American Truck Sim without force feedback. You can. You can. But I would not recommend it. And I would not recommend trying to roll a Cessna Skyhawk. And I have damages off right now, you know, just to make sure that I don't F everything up while I'm trying to share this. The next step for me, basically, when I have the money, this has allowed me to do a lot of groundwork and getting familiar with the physical characteristics of a plane in a lot of ways with the force feedback. But the next step is to actually get the multi-panel with head tracking and to get myself a nice yoke. A nice force feedback yoke. I think costs about $230 that I could incorporate into the system. I'd like to have physical feeling, a physical thing of the radios there and stuff like that, but in the meantime, ability to look at them and use my mouse to correct them and stuff is good enough. But if I can afford a full frickin' panel like you see here, you got your yoke and you got your instruments and your radios and stuff, if I could afford that, yeah, I'd be golden. After this, the next step is to get my back fixed, get a good job and start get a good job and actually start paying for flight classes. But this is all down the line. Ultimately, this I've been slowly putting together for about 10 years now. I haven't applied any priority to it because I've been going through classes, and if I had everything that I needed, I'd spend more time on the simulators than I would actually doing my homework. So I held off on that for a long time just to make sure I actually pushed myself through classes in general education and so on and so forth, and machining and all of that. And it's really helped me, and I'm ready. I'm ready to get myself in a Skyhawk or a Cessna 172P. This is the 172P. It's gotta be the one for me because I push 100. I'm 190 pounds now. I'm pushing 200 easy, so I definitely would have to train in the 172P. Anyway, a lot of my experience, a lot of my details are rusty. Been out of the game, quote unquote, video game. Yeah, right. Been out of the simulator for 8 months, dealing with a bunch of crap and a bad back and stuff like that. But today is the start of a new day and getting back into it. Anyway, yeah, this should be it of my rambling. I hope you had fun, and I hope it encourages you to get the $300 together. You know, cost of a 2004 Flight Sim. You know, they got the new 2020 version, really awesome. But you have to have a high-end system. Force feedback, though, that's the key to any simulator. Played Dirt 2, American Truck Sim, just force feedback steering wheel is the bomb, and I want the new PS4 one that has the little frickin' what do they call it, the H shifter and stuff like that, and then the pedals will, basically this is abandonware by Microsoft, so it's the Sidewinder 1 steering wheel, and it was abandoned by Microsoft. They did not allow any drivers for the Windows 7 system. They didn't allow drivers for the first 2 Sidewinder force feedback joysticks that I have. They're still sitting down in the garage. Got to make a legacy system for them, so I had to buy a $130 20-year-old. Literally, that's how much people still love these things. I paid the original price for a 20-year-old price. just to make sure that I was able to exercise sim tutorials and capabilities just right. Anyway, before I get too mad and crazy and make you wonder about my insanity, I'm gonna let you guys go and get back to having some fun, right? Yeah.